What's up, speaker fam? Today's episode is all about how organizing and decluttering affect our mental health. This is a very important conversation that we don't have enough. And so my guest today is going to be talking about her own personal experiences, her experiences working with clients, and how organizing, decluttering, and creating routine-ready systems has helped improve the mental health of her clients. Check out this clip.
Because decluttering actually got me through a really hard time in my life. And it was very therapeutic, and just being able to get rid of not only stuff, but just emotions too. And so sometimes it's not only just about getting rid of the extra 20 pairs of shoes that you have, but also just letting go of baggage or letting go of, old habits that really weren't healthy for you.
It's a very important conversation, whether you're somebody who is on an organizing and decluttering journey, looking for strategies to employ in your own life, or you're an aspiring professional organizer who wants to learn how to convey and communicate the importance of all of this to your future clients so that they understand the impact that your services will have on their lives. So I encourage you to stick around and let's get into it. What's up and welcome back to the Speak Organized podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Summers, professional organizer, ADHD organizing specialist, and your go-to gal for all things pro organizing business. I like to speak organized to give you the tools to conquer your clutter, live life with more purpose, and learn all about the business of tidying. Do me a favor, if you have not already, go ahead and take out your device and tap that subscribe button so that you become a member of the speaker fam. And as you get value out of today's video, please go ahead and tap that thumbs up and the little notification bell if you're watching on YouTube so that you're notified when we post new content every single week. And if you're an Apple Podcast user, you can go ahead and leave us a rave 5-star review, which helps us grow and reach more amazing folks just like you. If you need a little bit of extra support on this journey, whether you're an organizing enthusiast or aspiring professional looking to start or level up your professional organizing business, I want you to be a member of my free Facebook group. That information is going to be down in the description of the video on the podcast show notes, so be sure to click that link and join today. The main mission here at I Speak Organized is to give you the best quality tools and resources to level up your business and have a truly successful 6 or 7-figure business that doesn't suck away all of your time. So if you're brand new to all of this and it seems very overwhelming, you don't really know where to start, you have come to the right place. I am your go-to gal for all things pro organizing business. If you're afraid that you aren't enough, like you don't have enough experience or you don't really have the goods to bring to the table to charge what other people charge or whatever story you happen to be telling yourself, I am here to help you understand that you can be exceptional with the right tools and training. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how I can help you with that. But in the meantime, let's get into this juicy interview. All right, speaker fam, please join me in welcoming my friend, the lovely Kelly from KB Organizing Company. Kelly, welcome to the show. Finally.
Thank you. I know. I literally have been waiting all year. I feel like 9 months ago, but how has it been 9 months? How is it September?
I don't know.
How is the year almost over?
Yeah, it's almost
Crazy.
The end of September is approaching here pretty quick. Yeah.
I know. My birthday is next Friday. I'm very excited.
Happy 29th birthday. Happy 29th.
Yes, thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yep. Not a day old.
We won't say how old I'm really turning. 29 is just fine.
Yep. You can get away with that for quite some time. Well,
somebody told me they thought I was 24 the other day. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
I believe that. I believe that. You got to tell us your secret. That's the next podcast episode.
Secrets of Staying Young. Girl, if you could jump through this screen, you would see all the grays and all the wrinkles.
I love
all good.
Moving on, because I want to talk about you brought up a really great topic for today's episode. And it's one that we haven't really addressed on the show very much. And it's such an integral part of our profession is the impact of decluttering and organizing on mental health. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, I want to learn a little bit more about your business. I know you've had pretty massive changes going on this year. You're doing double duty and you're a very busy mom. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Your house is a circus today, but
it is.
Tell us a little bit about KB Organizing Company and how it came to be. Share your journey with us.
So it's funny. I started KB Organizing Company in February of 2020.
Mm.
I think everybody knows what happened in like March of 2020. And I don't know how I survived, but it was great because that year was such a good year of learning. And like, I'm going to talk about this more later, just like learning as much as I could. That was the perfect time to do it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I started cleaning houses. Before I was KB Organizing Company, I was cleaning houses, right? Raising my kids, cleaning houses for some extra cash. And it just amazed me, just the stuff that all these people had.
Mhm.
And I had such an urge to purge their stuff and just sort it all and organize it all. But that's not what I was there for. And I was just like, yeah, I don't really want to be scrubbing the floors and just throwing things all over anymore. Like, I really want to get deep down into it and really actually make a difference. Obviously, having a clean kitchen and a clean bathroom is important, but I'm like, there's some really like life-changing work that really can be done here. And I was like, what better time to start than now? And I did, and it was great. And 2020 was, like I said, when I learned a lot because I focused on my own stuff.
Mhm.
So that was really hard, but fun. And then, once things kind of got a little bit more normal, right?
Mhm.
That was really when I started going into clients' homes and getting like the on the job experience, you could say. So, yeah. And now here I am, and life is way different now, but all good. And I've learned so much along the way. So
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I know. You really do have to become an expert in so many things as a business owner that you wouldn't expect: content creation, marketing, SEO,
So
website
much.
design, all the things that we're like, I didn't sign up for this, but
Yeah, literally.
sorry, but you did. So tell me a little bit about the impact of clutter on mental health. So this is something that you really tie into your business as your mission
Yeah.
with your clients. So
Yeah.
how have you seen the impact of clutter on mental health with your clients? And what are some common emotional responses that they experience? Like, just kind of give us a glimpse of what that looks like.
Well, I feel like a lot of the time, I know at least for me and a lot of my clients too, they feel very defined by their clutter and by the mess. And that's not how it needs to be. And once that clutter is cleared, you really get a sense of like, that was just stuff. And that's not me. And that's not who I am. And you just like almost, I mean, it's very therapeutic,
Mhm.
like really getting down and dirty and obviously getting rid of stuff that you don't need, but also like you just find out what's really important. And you also find out like, well, why did I have all that stuff?
Mhm.
And so it's really obviously like physically you're doing the work, but also mentally you're doing the work as well. Because if you want to take it seriously and have it be, live that clutter-free lifestyle,
Mhm.
then you really have to do the mental work too. And it's all worth it. It's really life changing. And I think a lot of times when people finally do make those lifestyle changes, it's just, they get such a sense of relief. And then they finally are like I said, like, oh, that clutter doesn't define me anymore. Or like it really never did.
Mhm.
But it's just, you kind of are able to be who you always were meant to be. And you can just grow. And it's just such a beautiful thing.
It is,
So,
yeah, very transformative experience, and that's kind of the next
yes, very transformative.
That's kind of the next piece I want to touch on just a little bit, to have you elaborate on how physical decluttering translates to mental clarity, because it's not, as you pointed out, it's not for our clients just about clearing the physical space, but it also does change you from the inside out. So, how do you
Hmm.
feel that manifests? How does it translate into mental clarity?
Well, when you think about it, the more stuff you have in your house, the more stuff you're going to have to manage. And also the more stuff that you have in your house or anywhere, it could be in your car, in your classroom, wherever, the more stuff you have to think about. And if you're using all of that brain power for your stuff, then that's less brain power you have for your family, for yourself, for, thinking of ways to spend your time and being productive. And it just adds and adds and adds and builds. And then the stress happens and the anxiety happens and the depression happens
Mhm.
and the lack of sleep happens. And it really is just like this domino effect that you just start spiraling, or you can, if it's that serious. Whereas in the opposite hand, once you really start getting the ball rolling with clearing that all out, your life will get better and better and better and better. And, better things will happen, and your mental clarity will be better, and you'll be more productive, and you'll be less stressful. And it really, like, everything is connected when it comes to your stuff and clutter. And I don't think people realize how much it really is affecting them mentally and then also physically.
Right, right. That's so true. And this is really important, not only for people who struggle with clutter to recognize and understand, but it's also important for us to have this conversation as professionals so that we know how to communicate the importance of that to our clients.
Yeah.
A lot of people listening and watching to this will be people who are aspiring to do this for a living. And I get that question all the time of like, how do I impress upon my clients how important this is? They say exactly what you just said. A lot of people don't understand the connection, the holistic nature of decluttering and how it affects your whole life, so on and so forth. So this conversation right now is important and will help you market your services and talk about them with your clients so they can understand how important this is. So let's keep talking about it. Let's talk about some functional systems. I want to hear your organizing process, some of the key functional setups that you create for your clients. What are some recommendations that you have to help clients maintain that clutter-free environment long-term?
Well, the first thing that I love to talk to my clients about is really taking a look at their habits first. When I say habits, I mean, what are you actually spending your time doing? What are you spending your money on? Because a lot of the time, the reason you have so much clutter is because you're just buying too much stuff. You're buying a lot of things that you don't need. Now, there are a ton of other reasons why people accumulate clutter. So you also need to look at that. You need to look at the reasons behind, getting deep down, like, why is this happening? Because if you can figure out why it's happening, you can come up with a solution so to make it stop happening. So I would say before even talking about systems, it's really just breaking down like the why behind it. Why is it happening? And then making those changes to your habits and changes to your decisions to get into that mindset. I talk a lot with my clients about discipline because it's not just, oh, we're going to, go in our bedroom and throw everything out and then our bedroom is going to magically be clutter-free forever. No, you have to have a discipline. I mean, you can do a good purge and then be done if you're okay with that. But if you really truly want to make a change mentally and physically, it's going to be building that consistency and building the new habits. And then once you have the discipline to sustain it, then we'll talk about the systems and things that the organization behind it. I think firstly, people need to figure out where they are at mentally. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you can, and this has happened to me in clients' homes where, we've talked about habits, talked about discipline, yada, yada. And then they're like, I don't care about any of that. I just want you to make it look really pretty. And that's great. I mean, we all love, the beautifully, aesthetically pleasing organization, all that. It's great. It looks really great. It makes you feel really good. But at the end of the day, if you're just going to go out and spend $500 at Target on things you don't need, it's just going to get shoved all over and you're going to be back to square one. So I think like really looking at yourself first before the systems and before the organization. That's at least my take on it, because I find that, like I said, I've had clients in the past that just like blow over that. And I think that's really important. That's a really important first step.
Yeah, agreed. It's essential, truly.
Yeah.
Because if you set up a beautiful system and you invest in, high quality containers and systemization and all that, and you're just going to have stuff shoved in random places, you're not sticking to the zones or the labeling, or shoving things and overfilling them, then it's not going to look the way that you want it to. So let's talk about the challenges in decluttering, because obviously that's the first step. It's the part that's not sexy, but it's the part that's the most, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
So obviously, having done this for some time now, you see some common challenges. What are some of the biggest challenges that you find your clients are facing when they're trying to declutter, and how do you help them overcome these obstacles? You talked about it a little bit, but let's see if there are some other nuggets here that we can help people with.
Well, I think definitely their habits, and also just, I just lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Oh, I had a good point and then it just went right out of my head, that they say I don't have the time.
Mm.
I think that gets a lot of people. Well, I don't have the time to declutter, or I don't have the time to put stuff away, or I don't have the time to XYZ. And I get it. I'm busy, you're busy, everybody's busy, but let's go back to step one and look at, like, why are we doing this in the first place? What is the root problem? Why is our house cluttered? And again, if you really want to make a change, you're gonna make the change. I think, like, it's just people like to make excuses as to why they can't. And I think those are the people that have the hardest time staying consistent for the long run.
Mhm.
And that's I think the biggest challenge that I've seen so far is just the excuse makers. And, like, I hate to say that, but there are people that just dive headfirst and they're ready and they know why they want to do it and why they want to make the change, and they're ready to make the change and they do it and they keep up the work. And then there's the people that think they're ready, but then they just keep coming up with excuses. And I think that can be used for anything in life. Like, oh, I really want a 6-pack, but then, like, you make an excuse why you can't work out. Or,
Right.
oh, I really want to get a really great job, but you make an excuse why you don't have time to get a degree, or whatever it may be. I think just stopping with the excuses and knowing that decluttering is going to make you healthier.
Mhm.
So, like, that should be, like, your greatest why, is that you want to be the healthiest version that you possibly can.
Right.
So I think that, and that definitely for me was a challenge too, especially when my two oldest were a little bit younger. It's like, well, I don't have the time to put that away. I don't have the time to do that load of laundry and fold it and put it away. I'd rather just toss it. But you have to make it a priority, and you have to stop making excuses, is the bottom line.
Bottom line. And you know what's funny about that is that the decluttering process is the actual solution to the root problem. Like you pointed out at the beginning of the interview, the more stuff you have to manage, the more time it takes to manage that stuff. If that's removed from the equation, you downsize, you have less to manage, you got more time. Like,
exactly. Well, exactly. You will have the time to do it because you'll have less stuff. And it's like, you'll only have to put away X, Y, or Z instead of the whole alphabet of stuff. You know what I mean? So it really, like I said, it's all connected. And once you, like, just get the ball rolling and start, everything else is just going to become so much easier and so much better. But it's just like deciding that you're ready to do it and doing it is where people get stuck,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's hard. Change is hard, especially like when you really are ready to make this lifestyle change. It's a lifestyle change. Like, when you really want to live clutter free, like, you got to change the whole way you've been living. So it's hard. I get it. It's really, really hard, but it's also really good. So you just got to pick what you want,
Okay, pop quiz time. How would you feel 6 months from now if you were sitting in this exact same spot, sipping on your favorite beverage, running your own professional organizing business, and it was booked out with amazing clients that get you excited to get out of bed in the morning? How would that make you feel? But let me guess, there is something holding you back, right? Like that voice of imposter syndrome that whispers, who am I to do this? Well, let me tell you, I have been there, and it is not only possible to overcome those fears, it's essential, because your future clients need somebody exactly like you. And remember that I am here to help you with proven tools and strategies to get you where you want to be in this industry if you're willing to follow my lead. My brand new mini course, From Overlooked to Overbooked, is designed to help you overcome your imposter syndrome, turn your website into a client magnet with SEO strategies that actually work, skyrocket your social media presence without that uncomfortable buy my stuff energy, and confidently network like a pro, all while building genuine connections that feel as natural as making friends. It's all self-paced and comes with a workbook full of done-for-you scripts and templates that are proven to generate leads, help you sound confident, and convert all of that into cash in your wallet. And if you want to get paying clients in the door faster, you can also pick up my done-for-you Pro Organizer Forms pack designed specifically for professional organizers with 9 custom templates, including a client agreement, payment authorization form, follow-up email scripts, and so much more. You use a free Canva account to add your business info, branding touches, and then you're basically ready to go for your next project. And as a special gift for being an amazing part of my speaker fam, you're going to get $8 off both the Overbooked course and my Pro Organizer Forms pack using code YTPRO8 at checkout. All that info will be down in the description and the podcast show notes. Lastly, if you're kind of nervous about taking payments for jobs and you know you need to take cards from clients, then I've got a tool that is going to make your day. Project to Payment is my favorite invoicing and customer management tool that's actually easy to use. With just one tool, you get paid faster, create seamless professional customer experiences, and you get access to estimates, invoices, payments. They've got super fast payout for a healthy cash flow, QuickBooks integration, and to top it all off, you get the best and friendliest US-based customer support to walk you through any hiccups or questions. And there's so many more features that they have coming online every single month. You work hard to organize for your clients, so doesn't your business deserve the same? Obviously, the answer is yes. And so Project to Payment is only $20 a month, and they have the most competitive and transparent processing fees in the industry. And trust me, I have tried them all. And if that weren't enough, when you go to projecttopayment.com/ISpeakOrganized, you're going to get 3 months completely free just to try it out. So you're welcome. That's it. No more reinventing the wheel. These resources are plug and play and allow you to access what works while avoiding the pitfalls as much as possible. Remember that investing in yourself is the first step to showing your clients that they should invest in you. So don't let another moment pass you by to become the business owner that your future clients need. You're only one decision away from becoming booked, busy, and well-equipped to crush it in the professional organizing industry. Right. Yeah. Let's talk about the good. So I'm hoping that you can share with us a client success story of some kind where you find helping people living with less. If for anybody listening or watching, just to have a case study or an anecdote or something to draw from that is either going to give them confidence to make that decision to take the plunge and live clutter-free, or to help the clients do that. So who comes to your mind here that you can inspire us with?
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm going to toot it and just say me. Because out of all of my clients, I'm the one that has been on this journey the longest, right? I mean, none of my clients were there from day one. I've been there from day one. And, the clients that I still keep in touch with and the ones that are still keeping up with their systems, that's great. And it's fantastic when they do. But I love sharing personal experiences because I think it helps you connect better. Like you can say, oh, I know so-and-so did X, Y, or Z. But when you're like, no, I'm living it. I'm doing it. It's kind of like, what's that saying? Do as I say. No, I don't think that's the right one. I don't know, whatever. But it's like, I'm not just telling you to do it because I want to tell you to do it. I'm telling you because I firsthand have felt physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything, the positive impact that living clutter-free can have on you. It's just so crazy to think like all of the crap that I had at one point. Sometimes it's hard to realize like how buried you are until you start unpacking. And I mean that like literally and metaphorically, like how buried you are. Sometimes it's hard to see until you're like finally coming out, and then you're like, wow, that was really crazy.
Yeah.
So I love sharing my story, my experiences with clients and, whoever asks or whatever, because decluttering actually got me through a really hard time in my life. And it was very therapeutic, and just being able to like get rid of not only stuff, but just emotions too. And so sometimes it's not only just about like getting rid of the extra 20 pairs of shoes that you have, but also just like letting go of baggage or letting go of, old habits that really weren't healthy for you, or letting go of just anything toxic in your life. And I love sharing that, like, hey, look at me, I'm on the other side of it and I'm doing so great. And like, you can have this for you too.
Right.
So it's not, like I said, your clutter doesn't define you. And I love telling people like, stop thinking that you can't do it. Like you can, and you can get to the other side, and you can live a positive, fulfilling life without all the stuff. The stuff is not important.
Right.
The things that are important to you are important, not the stuff.
Absolutely. All right. So since, we're both moms, a lot of the people here listening are probably moms as well.
Yes.
You employ something called routine ready systems.
Yes.
So, and
Love
I
it.
know you're also a teacher, so this
Yes.
applies to that as well.
Oh,
Anybody
100%.
in the education field. So let's talk about, can you just give us an example? So this is something that we can help our clients with in terms of maintenance. Give us an example of routine ready systems that have been particularly effective for busy parents, teachers, whoever, because it can help anybody. Go.
Oh, it can. So I always tell my clients, I'm like, things don't need to live in your home or wherever where you necessarily think they might need to live. They need to live where you're actually using them. So my favorite example is where, you're getting ready in the morning, you're rushing around, you're in the kitchen cooking breakfast, getting things ready, blah, 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 and you need to brush your daughter's hair, right? So then you're like, oh my gosh, where's the brush? You go in your bathroom, you're searching, where's the brush? Where's the this? Where's the that? Whatever. How come the brush just doesn't live in your kitchen? Because your daughter's sitting on the countertop in the kitchen watching you cook breakfast. That's kind of gross to brush your daughter's hair, when you're cooking eggs, but you get the gist
Do
of what
what
I'm
you
saying.
gotta do. There is zero here from the ground. Let me tell you.
I mean, whatever. So, that's just the perfect example of you have your items where you're actually using them. It makes your life so much easier. It's just a quick grab, do the thing, and go. Another thing that we just started doing is our shoes and our socks are right by the front door.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids aren't running into their room, running in the laundry room, running here, running there. Like, no, you're about to leave. Sit down, put your socks on, put your shoes on, and get out the door. And like, you don't always think like, well, the socks should live with the shoes in the front closet, but why can't they?
Mm-hmm.
Who said they can't? So I think a lot of people don't realize like you are in control of your home. You are in control of what comes in your home, what goes out of your home, and also where things live in your home. So you are able to literally set yourself up for total success at any time of day, morning, noon, and night. And that's what we want. We want to be able to save time, obviously save space, save energy. I mean, come on, like we're drained. Right? Save money, save all these things so that we have room and space for all of the other really important things as well. So, yeah, sometimes it might just be something silly that you need to move, but it will make the biggest difference and could potentially save you. I mean, if you add up all of the minutes that you save not looking for the hairbrush, it could be hours in a year. What could you do with 5 extra hours in a year?
Right.
So much.
Yeah, it's important for us as organizers to be able to think outside the box for our clients, to help them come up with those time-saving routines. And I think that is a fabulous tip. We employ the same strategies in our home as well. And it varies from client to client, and especially people with ADHD, which is clients that we work with. Site-specific organizing is super, super important. So I'm glad you brought that up. So just to kind of wrap this up, so since you've been in the industry for a while, you've learned quite a lot. What advice do you have for aspiring professional organizers, somebody looking to start or level up their own business? How would you help them in terms of this conversation today?
I touched on this a little bit in the beginning, but never stop learning. I think it's so important whether you join a professional organization like NAPO, or you just, go to any kind of events, or you just, get in touch with other organizers, or even learning from your clients, reading books. Listening to podcasts, listening to you know what I mean? There's so many different ways that you can continue learning, because once you stop, it's like you're just done growing, I feel like. And especially if you want to be successful, which I think everybody probably does, you need to continue to grow, continue to educate yourself, continue to learn, never stop learning. And I think you'll have success as long as you stay in that mindset of just being hungry for the knowledge. I think that's my tip that I tell anybody. I'm like, how can you help me or, grow or whatever? It's like, don't stop learning. Keep learning, learn whatever you can. And
love it. Take it from the teacher, you guys.
Yeah.
Your education.
Yeah, no, but it's true though. I mean,
it is.
And it for literally any field, no matter what field you work in. And even if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't have, an outside paying job, never stop learning. There's so many things to learn: how to meal plan better, how to budget better, how to discipline your kids better, how to manage a household better. Like, there's always, no matter what field you're in, there's millions of books, millions of podcasts about it. So feed yourself that knowledge and get smarter.
Absolutely.
Not that you're dumb, but get smarter.
Yeah. No, I feel you. And it's funny because professional organizers definitely help with like 4 of the 5 things that you just listed. So hire the professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us help you.
Exactly.
I love it. All right. Last question, my friend. This is our fun James Lipton style question. I always love to hear what people come up with this stuff. This is hilarious. So if clutter were a character in a movie, what role would it play and how would the story unfold?
Okay. So I thought about this a little bit earlier, and I just love Kevin Hart. I think he, like, obviously is fun to watch as an actor, but I just was picturing like his voice as your clutter. Just him like yelling, shouting profanities at the main character, like just really like getting into the main character's head. And then the voice of like discipline, someone, I don't know who, I didn't think that far into it. I don't know who would play discipline. Somebody like with a sexy voice,
Yeah. It's gotta be like Morgan Freeman or something.
Yeah, would
I don't know.
turn it all around, and then the end of course, a happy ending. I love a happy ending. So, and then the voice of discipline would help the character like just take Kevin Hart out, take him out for good.
I feel like this. It sounds like the makings of a new Disney animated film starring Kevin Hart and Morgan Freeman. Let's pitch it. I'm ready.
Let's do it. I don't think kids would have fun with that though, but.
We can make it fun.
I know. Like, Mom, that boy's room looks dirty just like mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm sure we could come up with a spin on it. Oh my gosh. This has been so fun. It's been very informative. There's a lot of really good tips that you've shared with everybody here today. And I know people are going to get some good stuff coming away here. So Kelly, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm such a mental health advocate. And I think mental health is so important because not only do you need good mental health, but the mental health also ties in with your physical health. So it's just like all around good stuff. And I think living that clutter-free life, baby, is like the way to go.
Yes, it's a win-win-win-win-win, sister. Thank you.
Oh, 100%. Thank you so much.
All right, fam, I'd say that just about wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with us today in the Speak Organized podcast. It's always an honor to have a little bit of your time. If you want to connect with Kelly, her information is going to be down in the description of the podcast, show notes, and the description of the YouTube video, so be sure to connect with her there. If you want to get on my calendar for one of those one-on-one coaching appointments, those are available, and they're going like hotcakes real fast. So be sure to head to ispeakorganized.com/courses to find out more and book your appointment today. That's also where you can find all of my current course offerings, resources, forms pack, all that good stuff is at that URL. So be sure to check that out in the description below. If you have not already, again, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so that you will be a member of the Speaker fam and in the know for every single new episode that we publish every single week. Join our free Facebook group, and beyond that, I hope you all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.